Well, I can tell you, besides that one confirmed fatality, there's also a person, a young man, who was transported by ambulance to HCMC because we spoke with a gentleman who pulled him out of this wreckage, out of this explosion that happened around 10:15 this morning. Paul Meskin is a resident who lives just on the west side along 46th Avenue, who said he felt the explosion. It shook his house. He was actually out in the yard pulling weeds and gardening when he saw the big cloud of dust come across, felt the explosion, ran over there. He said there's also a young woman who was trapped inside. Now, I don't know, Tony, if you can zoom in a little bit, but you can see the area that the firefighters are still pouring water onto. A number of firefighters there, police standing by. But that's the area where we believe there may have been some mechanical work going on at the time. There are two trucks parked just outside of where the boiler actually is. That's where that large smokestack is. That would be the boiler for this old part of Minnehaha Academy, the old building. And perhaps there was some type of work going on there that led to a gas leak. We're not sure, of course. That will be weeks away before the full investigation is done. But residents we also spoke with said they could smell gas. There's a very distinct odor of natural gas. You heard from that Stephen Johnson, who was out on the soccer field at the time, that a number of teachers were inside the building. They did sound an alarm because of that gas smell. We don't know how many people got out of the building, but we have been told that there are still some people that they're looking for in the building. So we don't know if they have been accounted for yet or not. But again, just a lot of people standing around watching in disbelief. This very quiet South Minneapolis neighborhood rocked by this explosion around 10:15 this morning. We also spoke with a Deborah Dillaway. She is a retired nurse who ran to the scene. At that point, firefighters and ambulance crews were already showing up, and they basically were turning people away from trying to engage in the help or the rescue, now in the capable hands of Minneapolis Fire and Minneapolis Police. Again, they're still pouring water on an area that appears to be smoldering, but you can see the whole center part of that building just collapsed. Also looking around the building, a number of windows are blown out on the upper stories. You can see off to the right-hand side where the ladder is, all those windows have been blown out. So this was a powerful, powerful explosion. Jason and Allie?
Bill, we just got some new information, and this is from a woman named Allison Schmitz. Her child goes to Minnehaha, and she said that construction was going on in the building. There was a gas leak, and she said people had about 15 seconds to get out before there was an explosion.
And that really confirms what Stephen Johnson told us on the phone.
But according to her, she says the entire middle of the school is gone. That's just according to her, just because she has children who go to that school. Now, Bill, can you smell the gas at all from where you're standing?
Well, you can clearly see that. You can clearly see that behind me, that whole area where the smoke is rising from. That's the whole center part of that building. It is completely on the ground. So 2 floors of that building have collapsed onto the area of where the boiler and the mechanical would be in this school building. So again, we don't know what kind of work was going on at the time, but there are a couple of mechanical trucks backed up to it. We just saw Minneapolis police escorting a couple people down the road here, apparently from perhaps that mechanical company, as the word of this tragic explosion this morning starts getting out.
1 confirmed dead from Minneapolis Fire after a building collapse at Minnehaha Academy, a private school in a beautiful part of Minneapolis, right along the river. Perhaps you've gone for a jog or ridden your bike down in that area before. It's very residential there. And then you have this upper and lower campus, a very large, wonderful school, Minnehaha Academy. Rocked by this gas explosion, building collapse. Bill, from looking through the summer school program and catalog, obviously hard to know exactly what classes were in session, but from all I can tell, it looks like driver's ed and advanced band was meeting in the upper school. Most of the summer school action was in the lower school. Can you give us a lay of the land where, and I don't even know if you know the answer to this question, but where the lower school would be in comparison to where this explosion appears to be centered?
Yeah, the lower school is down about another, well, we're at 31st and West River Parkway. The lower campus is actually down at around 42nd, so it's a number of blocks south of here. We're at about 31st and West River Parkway between West River Parkway and 46th Avenue. We're on the very west side. You can see the soccer field on the west side of the building, and the explosion happened directly across from me, where you see the concentration of police officers, firefighters, still pouring water onto the very hot part of this building. But again, a whole center part of that building has come down on top of whoever was inside. So we're being asked to leave at this point. So we're going to throw it back to you, Jason.
Yeah. Bill, I just want to
check in with you here
I want
in a
to
few
interrupt
minutes.
you for a second, because Minneapolis Fire has just tweeted that the fatality is now not confirmed. Which
They're
would
changing
be
their story now.
Which would be the best change of story they could come up with. Believe me, everybody would be
Let's
happy.
hope so.
Happy to hear that. No question about it. Certainly, so many parents concerned right now
It
about their children.
would be amazing. It would be absolutely miraculous if nobody perished in this building collapse. It's absolutely nothing left of that center part.